Hey everyone, it's Miss Kate from St. Matthew's, and I am in another room in the church that you probably have not been in. And there's this creepy guy behind me wearing Christmas lights. It's Yoda. And there's BB-8. Do you know where I am?
I know where you are.
I am in Pastor Andy's office. And look, there he is.
What? Rock and
Okay,
roll,
so
people.
now is the fun part where we start opening his desk drawers without his permission. Okay, let's see. Let's see what's in this one. Yeah,
Lens cleaner.
that's a bunch of boring stuff. Okay, hold on. There's got to be a better one.
Oh, who's going to watch this video?
Children.
Okay, let me show you what I have in here, guys. Check this out. This is my drawer with all the letters I've been given throughout the years. And if you look through this drawer, I have some letters from some of y'all in here. That y'all have written me. The things that y'all have given me throughout my time here at St. Matthew's that encourage me, that make me feel loved and very special. And so I actually keep this right here on my desk so that anytime I feel sad or maybe alone, I go through there and I look at all these letters and they encourage me. And a lot of you have written letters that have been encouragement to me. So.
And that's actually perfect because today we're going to talk about how we're going to stay connected to one another. Okay, so like I said in Pastor Andy's office, today we're going to be talking about how we can connect with people. And being connected to people is going to be a little bit harder now because we're not seeing each other all the time. We're not going to church on Sundays and Wednesdays this week. We're not going to school. We're not seeing each other at sporting events. And so chances are a lot of us are getting a little bit lonely sitting at our houses. And so I wanted to talk to you about some ways that you can connect. So 3 things come to mind really easily. You can write a letter to somebody. You can pick up the phone and call someone. You could FaceTime somebody. Or you could just sit down and have a conversation with the people that are in your house. Maybe you actually haven't talked to them that much recently. But I'm going to demonstrate for you writing a letter, because writing letters is one of those things that I used to do a lot of, but now I don't do as much. But I love getting mail. I'm so excited when I walk to my mailbox and there's a letter waiting on me. And so I thought, well, I'm going to start writing letters to people this week. I have plenty of time on my hands, and it'll brighten their day to get to check their mail and see that they have a letter from me. Okay, so you can see that I am about to write a letter, and I'm going to write this letter to Pastor Erin. And so I'm just going to see how she's doing and tell her about what I've been up to, and maybe I'll get a letter back from her. Okay, this is the part where I get to go and give Miss Erin the letter that I wrote her, and then we get to see what her reaction is. So let's go across.
Aw, thank you, Kate. I love mail.
Did you know that writing letters is actually biblical? If you're in one of my older classes, then you know that we've been talking about the books in the Old and New Testament. And when we look in the New Testament, we actually know that most of these are letters. In fact, starting at Romans and going all the way down to Jude is just a bunch of letters that were written. And even Revelation is just a bunch of letters that were written to people. And so when we're writing letters to people, I think it's really neat to think about that letters have been written for thousands of years, and that there's actually tons of them in the Bible. And so today, what I want to do is I want to turn to a scripture passage in Hebrews. And so if you want to take a second and go get your own Bible, then you can pause the video and then start back when you have your own Bible, or you can just follow along with me. So maybe you just know how to flip to Hebrews, and if you do, that's great. If not, you can go here to your table of contents and you can look at Hebrews, and we see that it's on page 1338. And then I'm going to turn to that. Let's see. Oh, went too far. All right, and here, here is the book of Hebrews. Okay, so like I said, here's Hebrews, and we are looking for chapter 10, and we know that the chapter numbers are these big numbers that are bold and in big blue letters in my Bible, and so I'm going to turn until I find the one that says 10. So I want chapter 10, And then I want verses 24 and 25. And so to look for the verse numbers, you have to look carefully. And we see these little tiny numbers in there, like the number 2, and then there's 3, 4. And we're going to go all the way down until we find the one that says 24. So there's 12, 17, 18, 19. I'm getting closer. 20, 21, 22, 23. Oh, and there's 24. And that lets me know that that's where verse 24 starts. I'm going to read this. And let us consider how we may spur one another on toward love and good deeds, not giving up meeting together as some are in the habit of doing, but encouraging one another, and all the more as you see the day approaching. Okay, so some of you may think it's a little bit weird that I chose that Bible passage because it talks about the importance of encouraging one another to come together. And we all know right now that we don't really get to be together with one another. So why would I pick that? Well, here's why. Just because it says that we should come together doesn't mean that we have to be sitting beside one another to be together. We can come together when we call one another and write letters to one another and reach out to one another and check in with one another. That's still being together even though we're not seeing each other face to face. And so this week we need to be really intentional that we're reaching out to people who may not normally hear from us and that might only see us if we see each other in person, like at church. We need to pick up the phone. We need to write a letter. So I'm going to encourage you to do that this week. Find somebody to reach out to. Maybe it's a family member that you haven't talked to in a while. Maybe it's a friend from school that you're missing this week. And if you can't think of anyone, then write me a letter. I would love to get one from you, and I'd love to write one back to you. Do you know any good jokes?
Oh, hold on. Good jokes. Knock, knock.
Who's there?
Banana.
Banana who?
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 Knock, knock.
Who's there?
Orange.
Orange who?
Orange, you glad I didn't say banana?
Okay, I've got one for you. You ready?
Okay.
How did Paul make coffee?
He brews it.
Yes, that was
not,
correct.
That's not actually correct because most scholars would say that Paul probably was not the author of Hebrews. I think it was Barnabas personally, just because I think Barnabas deserved a book in the Bible. So while that is yes a funny joke, that probably is not historically an accurate statement because we know from the Greek that most likely.
And this is the part of the video where I just cut Pastor Andy off.